Hello and welcome back. If you're new, hi, my name is Brittany and welcome to my channel. I haven't said those words in a very long time, yet it's very comforting. I've been gone for about a year, a little bit over a year. I decided to dust off the camera and push that record button, and here I am. I miss YouTube, I miss editing, I miss the whole shebang, and I really wanted to get back into YouTube and vlogging and videos and editing and uploading, all that fun stuff. I have to get ready for the day anyway, so I figured why not sit down and catch you up to speed where I've been. If you're interested more on the makeup portion of it, I'll go ahead and list everything down below that I use. I'm very bad at chit-chatting videos. I feel either I'm so into the chit-chat and not the makeup part, or so much into the makeup part and not the chit-chat part. So be patient with me, please bear with me. If you want to know what I've been up to, then let's get on to the video. The first thing that is new that I feel like you can probably hear is that I got Invisalign. I am on week 2? 3. 2. I'm on week 2. And let me tell you, it has been a journey. So if you hear a lisp, that is why. Where have I been? Great question. I decided to take a much needed break from YouTube. The last video that I posted, it was another get ready with me for a dinner date, I think it was. I have mentioned my husband's orders got pushed up from March to November and how, we ended up moving in with my mom, and that was the last they heard of me. So we did end up moving with my mom. That in itself was a lot of growing pains, a lot of trying to figure out how life was gonna be, because I haven't lived with my mom in over 5 years. I want to say longer than that. A lot of learning, a lot of growing pains, and it really didn't help that my husband's deployment got extended. So it was a hot mess express. We arrived from Washington State to California the middle end of November, and we literally had about a month to figure everything out, to figure out and organize the room that I was going to be staying in, and basically getting ready for deployment on his end as well on my end. It is what it is, right? Like, if you're a military spouse, you know how it goes. Husband left. I was trying to figure out how to live life living with my mom, because I knew we lived two different lifestyles, but I didn't know how it was gonna collide. Not in a bad way. It's not like we got into like huge arguments, but we did had a couple of hiccups in the road. For example, I'm in bed by like 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, we're out. My family are night owls, and I totally forgot about that. And I was like, what are we doing? It's like 11 o'clock at night. Why are we up? That was like something that I had to get used to and work around, and vice versa. There were things that I did that my mom was like, what are you doing? In that sense, it was a lot of growing pains, but we figured it out. We got it together, we got through it. On top of getting used to living back with my mom and my brother, I was also catching up with friends, making new friends, and that was fun. That was such a distraction. It was weird not having my own place to like really go through the emotions of a deployment. It wasn't like I couldn't cry to my mom. I did. I cried with her a couple times, but it was just different. Like, I didn't really have my privacy to fully like indulge in my feelings. So it's something that I had to get used to. I feel like I went back to the old Brittany who went through her first deployment, because it was just so chaotic. It is what it is. I got through it, obviously, and here I am. We made it through the darkness. So having that little backstory in mind, that is kind of one of the reasons why I stopped filming. I was just overwhelmed with life, and that was around the same time that I was thinking to just like not film as much. I wasn't gonna drop it off completely, haha, look at me. A year and a half later almost. But at that point, I wasn't ready to like put the camera down fully. Hanging out with my family a lot. Also meeting new friends. I didn't want to like pop out the camera and be like, hi, hello, you're on the vlog. Like, I didn't want to do that, because again, I chose to put myself out there, not my friends, not my family. What really made me put the camera down and just not think about it was that I come from a very loud family. So filming was very chaotic. I actually ended up filming a vlog. I edited it and I never posted it because it was just too choppy. Like, there were days in between, and I'm talking about like days in between each clip, and it wasn't making sense because, again, loud household meant like very chaotic background. Hanging out with friends, hanging out with family meant being mindful of their privacy. It was just a hot mess. So I ended up not posting it, and that's when I decided to put the camera down and not give myself that pressure. Kind of like in a nutshell what really made me hit the brakes. And I'm kind of happy I did, because this deployment ended up being one heck of a deployment. Many tears were shed quietly. There was times where your girl just wanted to rot until the end of the 7 months, but your girl couldn't. So my husband deployed in the beginning of January of 2024. I'm smiling because I can't believe everything that I went through, especially with the cats. Mind you, I have 2 cats. I have Mila and Hudson. Mila is the catico, Hudson is tabby. And as soon as he deployed, 2 weeks later, Hudson was going through it. He was crying day and night. He was trying to figure out where he was. Like, you can tell that he wasn't comfortable. I thought to myself that maybe it was a phase. I just thought we were just gonna ride this wave and we were gonna be fine. We were not. We were not fine. We were far from being fine. After like 2 weeks of crying and having the whole house up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, I decided to take him to the vet. Me, my mom, and Hudson, we drove all the way to Tijuana, took him to the vet, and the vet was like, he has separation anxiety. I said, cool, good to know. Good to know. He needed a lot of love. He needed a lot of attention. Back in January, even February, I was like, I'm not gonna make it through. Obviously I did. Thank the Lord I did. And then a couple of weeks later, my girly pop, it turns out that she had parasites. She got treatment, she was A-okay. At this point, I was already over it. But I said, you know what? We're good, we're good. Towards the end of July, if my timeline is right, I got news that they were gonna get extended. And look, every time you go into a deployment, you always have that extension in the back of your mind. I never had to deal with an extension before, minus the 2020 deployment, but that was because of COVID. That was a given. And even then, they were extended for 2 weeks. I thought that it was gonna be like another 2 weeks. It was not. It was not 2 weeks. So we were looking towards a September return date. Our anniversary is on the 16th of September. I was like, look, as long as it doesn't interfere with that date, I'm good. I'm solid. I was not good nor solid because then I got an email saying that the September calendar squares were opened up. Every FRG is different, but our FRG, they do a monthly calendar and you get to pick a date on that calendar to reserve. And you basically send a homemade postcard of whatever and the ship will put it on the date that you requested. This is what I made. How cute, I know. But once they told me that like the September calendar was opening up, I said, whoa, you should be home by September. I was very sad. I literally cried. And I cried, well, obviously I miss them, yes, but I cried also out of frustration because at this point, I was already over living with my mom. I love her and adore her, but I was really missing my space. And my mom too. I know my mom loves me and adores me, but she also wanted her space back. I didn't know if I wanted to apartment hunt or wait until he came home to do so. I ended up buying the bullet and I ended up apartment hunting and I got our apartment. It wasn't what I needed and it wasn't what I wanted, but we had to just roll with it. My husband ended up coming home in October and I for sure thought that I was gonna film a homecoming vlog and it never did. We ended up doing a staycation. Again, I was so into him. I was so into having time together alone and I didn't pick up the camera, but I was eyeing her. Our staycation was 2 days and then the chaos started. We ended up hiring movers and we ended up moving our things from storage to the apartment. That in itself, chaotic. In the middle of the move, we all of a sudden had like family event after family event. Like everybody and their mama decided to get married, have a baby shower, do a cookout. So after all the chaos of hanging out with the friends and the family, we decided to book a trip to Palm Springs. That was really fun though. Meanwhile, the house was in chaos. I brought my camera, but I didn't film. And we got back, we unpacked all of that. And then we hit December. December was the year mark that I was away from YouTube and I really wanted to push record. We had a Chicago trip planned. I thought I'm gonna vlog Chicago. It didn't happen because I remembered that that Chicago trip was a family trip. And I'll say it once and I'll say it again. I am the one that decided to put myself out there, not my family, not my friends. So we got back home from Chicago and I was like, all right, we're starting off the new year with vlogging. It didn't. But again, I was eyeing my camera. So I decided to pull the trigger. So yeah, that's where I've been the past year. I am back, I am here, I am ready. If you are new, I feel like I should have done this a little bit more in the beginning of the video, but hi, welcome. My name is Brittany. I share beauty and lifestyle content. So if you're into that, come and join the family. Hit the subscribe button down below and also hit the like button while you're at it. Also follow me on Instagram and on TikTok if you haven't. And if you're already part of the family, hi. Thank you for sticking by my side. Thank you for being patient with me. I'm happy that you're part of the family. I've missed you. I have nothing else to say other than I'll see you on the next one. Bye!